Beware, coward.
Hey, gamers!
You're watching
Bits. On today's show, we'll be bouncing and balling our way through Moho.
We'll be snaking, shooting, and staking out in the epic In Cold Blood. And getting lost in space with XCOM Alliance. But first, here's this week's gaming news. You've seen her as a silicone babe, a cyberstar, and a lover of orange fizzy energy drinks.
Well, Tomb Raider fans, you're about to see Lara Croft on the silver screen.
That's right, Crofty's got herself a movie.
The gorgeous Angelina Jolie will get to play the busty video game heroine, and it's being produced by Paramount Pictures, so we should see a result at the end of the year.
This tough and virtual buxom babe has made it to every corner of the globe. But what's this? Lara's going beyond movie fame. Oh yes, she's graduated from pinup to artist's muse.
That's right, artist Anna Gachel has sculpted our heroine and entitled it The Pistol Pink Affair. It's all part of her final degree show at the Royal College of Art in London.
Does this mean that fans from around the globe can travel to visit the First Lady of Tomb Raiding?
Lara has made it into the gallery, a gaming icon of the 20th century and movie star of the 21st.
Lara Land, here we come!
And finally, there have been whispers on the net that the original, the best, quite arguably the most fun... Shh, calm down. Sorry. Doom 3 is on the way.
What?
Doom developers id haven't officially said anything yet, but original Doom Meister John Carmack has been chatting on the net about it. I wouldn't hold your breath, though.
What we can reveal is that the pre-Doom classic Wolfenstein is coming back. Yes, Wolfenstein 3D is out early next year. It's based on the Quake 3 engine, and it should look pretty spectacular.
Wolfenstein? What? I haven't played that in ages. Moho! No homies, it ain't me girlfriend. It's a brand new, ludicrously original ballbuster of a game from first-time developers, Lost Toys. Set in the future, Kel Surprise, Alpha Prime is a maximum security prison for naughty, legless robots. Oh, and did I mention they've got big balls? Escape is impossible. The only way out? Gladiatorial combat! What's it like? Well, think Arnie in The Running Man meets Tony Hawk's Pro Skater without legs. Trust me, it kind of works.
Alpha Prime, a maximum security prison planet for synthetic life forms. Convicts are sent here to compete in gladiatorial competitions. Only the strongest are chosen, as only the strongest will survive. Many don't live through the induction process. But for those who do, there is one hope for freedom: to be the last man rolling.
Okay, so far so weird, but Moho draws upon a familiar mix of stuff you know. With only a ball for movement, you've got to weave your way through Tag, one of the more enjoyable games, run the gauntlet, exceptionally difficult, and last man rolling, great for getting used to the weird rolling sensation. The snag is, not only do you have to jump up ramps, grind along ledges, dodge flamethrowers, fight off other gladiators, leap over spikes, and teeter over water holes to avoid being electrocuted, but you've got to do this while going faster and faster on a pretty much unstoppable ball. Gravity is your biggest enemy and your only hope. But once you get the knack, just right on, baby. If you think having your legs replaced by a massive ball is tough enough, then Lost Toys have introduced another challenging element. When you kill a gladiator, he gets balled, setting off a shockwave that turns terra firma into semi-liquid. They've used a new morphing technique for this, which not only looks exceptionally organic and realistic, but also propels you up to otherwise inaccessible areas. Moho plays better in single player because you can actually see where you're going. Unfortunately, there's no real sense of scale. It should feel like a daunting arena, but it doesn't. As a result, it's hard to navigate. Maps or zoom-in camera angles would have helped here. Although total arcade, it's not an instant Crazy Taxi hit. It's a toughie, so experienced gamers won't be bored. And with 4 different arenas, 4 types of event, 5 different characters and 10 prisons, there's a huge amount to complete. To be honest, fighting is very limited and not really the point. It's more about understanding your balls, which is so frustrating. Actually, these ball bots are cumbersome, to say the least, and you look ridiculous flailing your arms about, desperately trying to wiggle your booty up to speed. But here's a tip. Jump up to higher platforms and look for those secret power-ups to get you rushing your rocks off. OK, what's the verdict? It's nail-bitingly addictive and have my thumb sore in minutes, but it sure is tricky, boys, so you'll have to play with your balls a lot to keep up with Moho when it rolls out on your PlayStation in July, with Dreamcast and PC ports to follow. Yo! What's the word from the street, homegirl?
Fragile egos, endless groupies, and throwing television sets out of hotel windows. Looking after a rock star has never been easy. But in this day and age of bland corporate pop, why not cut out the artiste altogether? Introducing the most manufactured, synthetic, overproduced pop sensation to come this way. T-Babe.
Ooh, yes please, babe.
Now I've learned a lesson. With T-Babe there's no messing. And this is how it goes. No more whining, no more woes.
T-Babe is a cyber-sensual creature. She's 18 years old. She can act, she can sing, she can dance.
How long has it taken to come about?
Well, basically, the concept, we first came up with it in about sort of early 1998, just initial visuals and some ideas. We had a dance project that we needed a singer for. And so we started drawing, and then we took her onto the Mac, and she developed from there. I think she's as real as any kind of, dare I say, fictional character. There is, you know, every aspect of her personality is there, you know, with her sort of, you know, personal circumstances. She's lonely at the moment, you know, she, for instance, with her beauty, she dyes her hair, she works out, she eats chocolate, she puts on weight, she gets spots.
As her self-appointed agent, who are you hoping that she'll be taken up by? Will she be in the sort of avant-garde charts? Will she be in the hip-hop charts?
Music, her kind of music style, we've termed as cyberfunk. I mean, its origins are very much kind of Motown R&B, but it's definitely got that pop appeal. You know, that's her audience.
I mean, she looks fantastic now. She's 18, she's live, but over time, you know, she's going to become 80 one day. Are you going to change her physically and then ultimately call her Teabag?
Yeah, that's a very good point. She will get older. Cosmetic surgery side of things is available to real women, so why shouldn't it be available to T-Babe?
And it won't leave scars, will it?
Well, exactly, yeah. And it's quick. We can do it in 5 seconds.
It's like Dr. Frankenstein in Beverly Hills, creating your own star monster. No agents, no contracts, no fees. You clap, she jumps.
Or so you might think. The programming of T-Babe's slinky moves for her very first pop video was going along swimmingly until technical difficulties delayed its completion. Don't worry, it's not a flip book. No, it's still in the pipeline.
Try to be so cool, cause you're such a fool. Take her to a place where you're out of your face.
Looks like it's time for a review of In Cold Blood. Alex?
I'm on the case. Ravaged by bullets, our hero struggles to clasp the warm hand of her partner. Please, don't make me play In Cold Blood again. She's greeted with a sadistic chuckle as her partner hits reset on the PlayStation again. With that, our hero resolutely croaks. And so goes the fate of Revolution Software's latest opus, a kind of Final Fantasy meets Abe's Odyssey meets Metal Gear Solid for lunch, and they all go back to James Bond's flat for an orgy. The company went a little cuckoo for plot and forgot an important aspect of interactive entertainment: gameplay.
You'll start at the beginning.
Who? Why? Where did it begin?
Set in the future, or perhaps today, things are getting hot on the Cold War front. The U.S. are eager to exterminate the last communist threat and are in a boil with the People's Republic. The MI6 are embroiled in the shenanigans, puppets to a greater Satan, and you are sent into deepest Russia to rescue a CIA chum. Oops, you've been betrayed, and now are face down in a puddle of red liquid. Who is Alpha? Grunts the constipated commie bastard. Trouble is, you can't remember. You must delve into the recesses of your mind and replay the previous 7 missions of the game in flashback, and then finish out the remaining 2 in present time. Clever, huh? The plot, as scripted by a team of Hollywood screenwriters, is as tight as a hermetically sealed packet of processed American cheese. But I ask you, what does it matter? This is a game where activity is the prime target, not a Pulitzer.
Trust me, English.
Trust is something you earn, Kostov. Till then...
There are puzzles galore, but all you have to do is wait until someone turns around before you take off. Because of the distance of the camera, you can't tell which way they or you are facing, proving particularly unuseful if you're keen to make a quick getaway. Much of game time is spent destroying your vision as you constantly strain your cornea to determine how to do certain very important things on an extremely small scale, proving once again that size does matter. A combative measure is your remora, a communications link and data usurper which monitors your progress through the levels and provides a handy map. It only highlights the threats to your person, so if you're within spitting distance of a dude and he, predictably, doesn't twig your presence, you can cheat a peek at the remora and tell if he's armed and potentially dangerous. Man, are they dumb. You can literally crawl between their legs and they won't have a Scooby you're there. Duh. If they happen to catch a whiff of your black pudding butt, you can resolutely kiss it goodbye, because you would lose a shootout against Yosemite Sam. Once your liminess starts taking hits, the Ruskies won't stop till they brings you down, cowboy. They don't call you molasses for nothing. Although this is preview code, the fact that the release date is just around the corner doesn't sit very well with my shallow pockets. It's stealthing into your library at the beginning of July.
Time now to take a look at some of your emails. A few weeks back, we asked you to send in some cheeky snaps that managed to capture those bad hair days, and the results were repugnant. In fact, we came up with these lovely masks to give away to the runner-up, so, you can go out in public again.
Peter, what were you thinking? Okay, so the haircut ain't half bad, but you don't have to make that face that makes you look like a subaquatic alien mutant thing that lives at the bottom of the Atlantic Trench.
And yes, Daniel, you do look like Doctor Who's forgotten love child.
But neither of you is the winner. Oh no, the winner is Glenn, here wearing a mop. We hope. Anyway, Glenn, you get your tacky out of the fridge party pack delivered to your home toot suite.
We also asked you to email us with your suggestions for an e-company and what it would provide. And the winner is the lovely legless Corey, who came up with www.haveigotboozforyou.com. At this site, you can order alcohol and have it delivered to your door before you can say, "Snake bite and black, please, mate." There would also be a wide range of drinking games and hangover cures. And for all that, mate, you've just won yourself a Dreamcast and a Code Veronica.
If you'd like to find out what tidbits and taboos we've got on our website, then check out www.4later.com/bits.
And why not return after the break? Because our Emily's getting suited and booted for XCOM Alliance.
Straight into the charts at number 5 this week is Test Drive 6. When a driving series reaches the dizzy heights of 5 sequels, you know that they're onto a winner. all, the developers have been sniffing exhaust fumes. Take the reins as some of the world's most wanted sports cars race through the city streets of New York, London, Paris and Tahoe, amongst others, as you try to avoid the fuzz and beat the clock. A nice twist of the game is you can also get behind the wheel of cop cars, such as the Dodge Charger and Ford Mustang, and attempt to ruin the fun of boy racers worldwide. Ha! Killjoys. Holding fast at number 4 is Norton's Antivirus 2000. It's got stunning visuals, gameplay to die for, and sound that will make your ears bleed. Only kidding. For something that's always in the charts and keeps you viral free, we don't think this box of chicks gets enough of a mention.
At number 3, V-Rally 2. If you're not in a car right now, you're going nowhere. With that in mind, climb aboard the speediest car on the block for V-Rally 2. So what if it doesn't have the depth or realism of Colin McRae? This baby is as quick as Linford with turbocharger stuck to his bum. And just as smooth. It's wonderfully accessible with nice, easy controls and an arcade attitude not dissimilar to Sega Rally. And on the Dreamcast, the graphics are stunningly sharp. It's even got its own track editor, so you can make tracks that look like Spaghetti Junction. Coolio.
Cool. Code Veronica. And speaking of viruses, those infected zombie carriers of the T-virus have shot into the charts at number 2 this week. Resident Evil Code Veronica is the 4th in the series of decaying flesh shoot-em-ups that has got everyone tearing strips off each other to get hold of a copy. And it's easy to see why. This game has got more fake blood in it than a ketchup factory and more missing limbs than a recently robbed prosthetic arm research centre. Come and have a go if you think you're hard enough.
Can you believe it? WWF SmackDown, the King of the Ring, holds on to its crown in the number 1 spot of the week. It seems like we're being taken over by overweight men running around in lycra. With all the glamour of Kiss and all the finesse of a biker's convention, the game specialises in detail and realism. Take on superstar wrestlers such as Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and The Undertaker as you go nose to nose with the big boys in a game where there are more staged moves than the Royal Ballet, tights and all. Time now for a cheat.
We've not been able to tear Bouff away from the Dreamcast since she was first spooked by Code Veronica. But now, thanks to her obsessive persistence, she's discovered a chilling secret at the end of the game.
If you're successful enough to finish the game, you'll be entered into a special bonus level. This can be played in first or third person, the aim being to blast your way from one end to the other in the quickest time possible. Cool.
And in case you happen to be playing Test Drive 6 on the PC at the moment, we put a call into the developers to ask them if they could offer any of our Bits faithful any top tips on how best to play the game. They told us that off-road routes aren't always the quickest. If pursued by the rotters, stick to the tarmac.
Okay, the ship's gone down and I'm stuck between 2 warring alien nations. It's just me and 11 others, mostly female researchers and scientists. Bummer. Time to take command. I've only just done my nails. Guess I'll just have to use my brain then. Welcome to one of the most immersive and intelligent games to date, XCOM Alliance.
This game's pedigree goes way back to XCOM UFO Defense, and the doomed ship is in fact the Pattern, last seen in the Interceptor game. The Pattern was originally sent out to get the lowdown on planet Cydonia, but oops, it crashed through a dimensional gateway just in the middle of a war between the psionic beaming sectoids and a new race, the Ascidians, brawny boys who pack a mean punch. Just like the last time you ran the troopers, but now you're one of them. The best thing about computer games is that for a few short hours anyway, you can be Ripley or whoever without any of the dangers they face in, real life, yeah. But apart from the backache and the eye strain, what kills the fun all too often is the repetitive behaviour of the characters.
Stay alert and watch for alien life forms.
Not this time, baby. Developers Microprose have worked hard to make sure that this is one of the most varied games ever, meaning that you will be playing with yourself a long time over this one.
Okay, soldier, take care of your troopers.
We've only got 12 of them, and unlike other games recently, they don't come back from the dead. They've got basic skills, and you can retrain them, but that'll take ages. And there's no Whitey S down here.
The leader is the only character that you control directly, but you can see what the other troopers are up to in the small pictures at the top of the screen. Your mission is to help them to help each other. Like other squad combat games, you assemble a team for a patrol, but who stays behind is just as important as who dares wins. They'll be carrying out vital research and weapon salvage while you're out playing commando. Unlike other XCOM games, you can't manufacture new weapons, so you gotta fix them up or figure out the alien ones you find scattered around. Busy, busy, busy. But what puts this game in a whole different orbit is the complex psycho makeup of the characters. Troopers can experience feelings like sadness, paranoia and disgust, which really fleshes out the individual identities. Add to this some fly AI that controls each body part individually, and it looks like Christmas just came early.
Even better are the multiplayer options, which promise to be as varied and brilliant as the ones found in the superb Perfect Dark. Alliance has been in development for 5 years, but it looks like it's going to have been well worth the wait.
Partners, we're a couple of gun-toting tough cookies here to help you out with all that pent-up frustration that you got after hard weeks of Yaka with a couple of good old-fashioned arcade-style shoot-em-ups. Now, to help us out with our trigger-happy urges, we got 3 guns that we're going to test out with a game that can only be described as point-blank on helium. That's Ghoul Panic. First up, it's Logic 3's Predator 2, $29.99.
Okay, so it looks like one big bad pitana, and I'm sure it provides the extension to an otherwise unimpressive loader, but all we're looking for is simple accuracy and response here, and this doesn't have much of either. It does come with a handy reload pedal, so you can duck and reload at a time crisis, but all I can say is spending half an hour calibrating your gun is bad enough, but when your aim does not sync up with your fire, you may as well be firing blanks, muchacho.
Next up is Logic 3's P7K light gun, $17.99.
Hey, gringos, don't get your ponchos in a twister. This gun's alright and won't cost you muchos pesos.
What you got is a gun that James Bond would be proud to carry around in his holster, except he would have to change his catchphrase to 007, licensed to be slightly off target.
And finally, Blaze's Falcon gun at $29.99.
Y'all better have a real steady hand out there, strangers, because this baby's even more sensitive than a coyote with fleas. But the cool thing about this baby is its laser sight. Super accurate, so most of them ghouls were shot off the screen faster than I could say, Tonto, get your ass over here.
But what the hey, you could always take it clubbing, you cheesy ravers.
For this week's prize, we're giving away this 4x4 off-road Bigfoot, courtesy of those folks at 4 Wheel Thunder. Now, if you want to get your mitts on this prize, then you're going to have to answer this simple question. Aphrodite was the goddess of love. If you invented a deity, what would she be called and why?
To win this prize, all you have to do is go to our website at www.forlater.com/bits and click on competition.
More bits next Friday at the earlier time, 10 past midnight.
Beware, coward.